Hi everybody, and it's Kevin and Ralph, and we're at the kitchen at the cottage, and we're making pork chops, Polish style. We're working in the shed kitchen today, part because I need a couple of ovens. I'm going to be doing some cornbread and other things inside the house, and the pork chops are going to be just done out here. The other thing is, with these pork chops, it's a two-step process. It's a fry and then bake. Okay, let me show you what we're doing. So, here's our nice pork chops. These are bone in, and that's somewhat important. Best to have, they of course make boneless chops. These are pork chops with the bone in. We have an egg wash, which is just a beaten egg with some water. And we have our seasoned flour. And here's what I'm using. This is a product called Frying Magic. It's been around a long time. It was a favorite of my mother's, and it's a favorite of mine. It's a wonderful seasoned flour mix. The pepper, the paprika, all the seasonings are right in there. It's a very finely ground flour as well. Does a very nice job. We've got some onions. That's going to be for after the frying's done. Okay? So what we're going to start doing now is just getting our chops. So we're just going to give them a little bath here in our egg wash, and then we're gonna, let me bring this plate over here, give them a nice coating of the Frying Magic. Make sure you got plenty on there. Okay, there we go. So that's one. You know, pork is a very lean meat. See, there's a little fat on these chops. A lot of that will melt off.
But overall, it's a pretty healthy meat if you're going to have meat, right?
Well, pork tends to be leaner than beef, actually, and you know now.
Less fatty.
Yeah. Now the only thing is, of course, one thing you have to watch out for with meats that are really lean is they can be really dry.
And we don't like dry food.
We do not like dry food.
We like our food to be very tender and
moist and a lot of flavor. And part of what this process will do is help ensure that these chops stay nice and moist.
So that Fry Magic is, you don't have to do anything to it, it's just already have
it's ready to go.
It's all the seasonings and the, what is
Yep.
it, breadcrumbs?
No, it's seasoned flour. And you
Just
could
flour,
certainly make
okay.
your own seasoned flour if you wanted to. You know, which basically start with your flour and add your salt and pepper and whatever you'd like. Okay, so here we've got 4 pork chops. I'm using an electric skillet in this case.
Sunbeam.
I think they do a nice job. They really regulate the heat. What we're going to do is we're going to brown these chops up. 4 is about the right amount at one time. You don't want to crowd the pan.
How do you know when how do you know that your oil's hot enough? What temperature?
I'm at about 350. So, and you can see actually, you know, you could drop a few little, a pinch of the Frying Magic in there, and if it starts to bubble, then you know your oil is hot.
Wow, and you can smell it's doing its thing too.
Right. So we're going to get a nice brown color on these chops, and then when we come back, we'll take the chops out. And once the chops are done frying, then we're going to take our onions and brown those onions in the same oil that we cooked the pork chops in. So we'll be back with some beautifully browned pork chops in just a minute. Okay, we are back and we're almost done browning our pork chops. You can see they come out beautiful. Probably about, again, the oil's at like 350. What has it been? Maybe 4 or 5 minutes?
On each side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's a good guess.
About 4 minutes on each side. So that looks lovely. We're going to take these last 2 pork chops out. There's going to be 3 of us for dinner. So we got 6 chops, and that's 2 each. We're all guys. Hey, we're not children.
Nope. Got guy-size appetites.
Guy-size appetite. Okay, now what I've got here is I've got 2 medium onions, just sliced lengthwise. We're going to put those right in that oil. that we cooked our pork chops in.
Yeah, that smells really good already.
And we're going to saute these up.
So you're basically using the flavored oil because the oil's now been flavored from having that
Meat.
breaded meat in it, right?
Yep, that meat cooked in it.
And now you're using that flavored oil to brown these onions,
Brown the onions.
which are going to go on top of the meat later.
Yes. So it's just a canola oil, but now it's been infused by browning the meat. So now we're sauteing the onions. By the way, I did spray the pan, this baking dish, with a little Pam. And what we're going to do is we're going to brown up these onions. We're going to put the onions over the pork chops, and then put a little bit of water in the pan, just a little bit, and then we're going to cover it, and we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven.
This
And
oven
we're
here?
going to let them bake. Yep. So you can see we have sauteed up these wonderful onions
Lovely.
in the oil that we browned our pork chops in. We're just going to lay these over. I think this is really, people say, well, what's a Polish pork chop? It's really the addition of the
Sour cream.
no, there's actually no sour cream in this recipe, believe it or not. I wish if I thought about it, maybe there's a way I could work it in.
Well, what makes it Polish?
The onions, this step right here.
It looks yum.
The onions really give a wonderful flavor. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put just a little bit of water in our pan. It will help keep the chops from sticking, but it also actually helps keep a nice little moisture.
Keeps the pork chops moist instead of dry.
Yes.
Because you know how we feel about dry food.
That's right. So, take some foil, and we will wrap these up nice and tight. Now we don't want because we did put water in there, we don't want the pork chops necessarily
To boil.
to steam.
Oh, to steam. Okay.
So what we'll do is we're just going to put
A couple of air holes.
a couple little, okay?
Yeah, like
That'll work fine. Now, in the oven's been preheated to 350. And in she goes. Okay, our pork chops have been in for about, an hour and a half, maybe 25 minutes. The last half hour, they've been down at 300 degrees. The first hour was at 350, then I took it down. And I wish you could smell what we're smelling. So here it is. And we have our dear friend Jack over today for dinner.
Hi, Jack.
There it is.
Oh,
Doesn't that look awesome?
Those are
smells awesome. That's what.
Created a nice little gravy too.
yeah. So that's the water that we put a little water in there just to keep the chops moist and the onions. So Polish pork chops at the
They
cottage.
sure do look moist.
So wish you were here to help us eat it, but we'll have to take care of it ourselves.